Hello to all my fellow survivors. How you guys doing today? I hope well. Me, I'm just relaxing right now. I'm gonna get ready to take my kids for a walk. But before then, I just wanted to come on here and share what today's video is going to be about. Today is going to be about codependency and energy vampires. I know, it sounds deep, huh? It is pretty deep and it's scary, and these kind of people are out there. Energy vampires are pretty much people that drain you for your energy, just all of your good qualities, everything that the Most High bless you with. They will drain you for it and take it for themselves. And if you let them, they'll drain you until you have nothing left, until they pretty much, you're like a battery. You know, they connected to you, to your battery, got all that good energy, all that positivity, all that stuff in them. And once you're drained to the point of nowhere and they're fully batteried or whatever, they take all that, leave you out to dry, take that for themselves and go on to the next. I know it sounds brutal, but it can happen. It happened to me. I am very, very glad that God has given me a second chance, given me a clean slate to get myself together, physically, emotionally, spiritually, in every way. And I am so thankful for him that he has done that for me. But I just want to warn all, not just women, men too, just anybody that is dealing with an energy vampire, that you got to get away. Because if you don't get away, they are going to drain you until you are nothing, until you don't love yourself no more, until you can't, like for me, I'm going to be honest with you, I couldn't even look in the mirror. I didn't even recognize who I was anymore. I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. I'm not going to cry. Okay. I was so drained that I would avoid a mirror. I couldn't even look in the mirror. I didn't know who I was. I couldn't properly take care of myself, let alone my 3 toddler children that needed me. I was just given to somebody that was just taking everything from me. It can happen. So today we're going to talk about pretty much red flags and what you can do and how you can spot that somebody is doing this to you. And also I want to talk a little bit about codependency as well, because codependency is something, it is something real as well. And usually a lot of codependent people, they will attract a narcissist. It's like, I'm sorry, this is my baby right here. I'm not really ready to put my children on camera, but yeah. Codependent people usually attract a narcissist, and we're going to get into that too. And if you want to hear about this mess, stay tuned. Okay, so usually in my videos, I really just tell a story and just go with the flow. I really don't write anything down or anything like that, which I probably should start. But right now, I'm just doing like raw and uncut. I'm just talking. I just want to start off with a little bit. With pretty much what I went through. You guys already know from previous videos that I was married to a narcissist. I was very high on the spectrum, because I like to believe that narcissism is a spectrum, kind of like autism. There's people that are very severe, there's people that are mild, and then people that are high functioning and things like that. So I would like to, I would consider my husband being a severe case, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, energy vampires, I mean, they kind of go hand in hand, energy vampire and a narc. A narc is definitely energy vampire, but I guess I'm just going to focus on just that aspect of narcissism today, the energy vampire part. I wasn't like the way I am right now. I couldn't recognize things like that because it was all new to me. Like, I definitely heard what a narc was. But I didn't know what it was. I heard the word. I used to, my baby. Speaking of autism, I am an autism mom too, so got a lot of stuff going on in my life. Okay, so back to the energy vampire. I'm just gonna tell my story from the time when I first laid eyes on my ex-husband, and I wasn't interested in him. I didn't know who he was. We got interested in each other like later on because we've met, but we weren't interested in each other at all. Like, wasn't attracted, didn't have no clue that that's what I would end up with. Like, it was like the first time I've ever laid eyes on him. So I'm gonna tell that story. And with me, I was a very bubbly, naive girl. You know how your grandma tell you don't show your teeth to every man you meet. I did that. I showed him. I was very naive, I'm not gonna lie. I was just, nice, very like, people used to say I was pretty, I was very girly. I just carried myself in a way where I was naive, but I was also confident. I was getting to know, this is the time of my life when I was becoming comfortable in my skin, like my skin tone, my hair texture. Like, it was like, I met him in a time where I was actually feeling very attractive, and I think my confidence was up because I was, I was liking myself a little bit better. There was a time when, I didn't like my skin tone and things like that, but it came a time when I actually did start to really like myself and find myself attractive. So I met him at that time. And I feel like my aura was just a very confident but naive girl that seemed like she would be an easy target. And I'm just being honest. So I remember I was at a barbecue, and I didn't know who he was. I definitely didn't think he would be my husband. But I was at a barbecue, and I was just talking to girls outside the barbecue, and I remember I seen him. He looked like a totally different person than he is now. He was super skinny. He looked mean, and I told him, I was like, you looked really mean when I first met you. Now I know why. He looked really mean. Yeah, but he was still talking to everybody, but he just kind of had like that. Like, I can't really explain it. Like, he just had a look on his face. Like, he was just like, he went through some shit. Like, I don't know. But I remember the first time it's like we locked eyes. He looked at me, I looked at him, and we literally stared into each other's eyes for like, I would say a good 20 seconds. And I remember just he looking at me, and then I just looked away. And I was just like, that was weird. I promise you, we locked eyes. Like, it was so weird. And I wasn't attracted to him. I didn't even know his name at that time. Like, we started talking, like, I'll say maybe a good 2 years after that. But this is the first time I ever met him because we had a lot of mutual friends. So yeah, I will never forget that day. I mean, I said all that to say this. I think that's when he seen me as prey. And I'm just going to be honest. I believe he is a predator. I believe that I'm not the only, woman that he has ever done this to. I just think my case is a little different because I do have 3 children and I was married to him. But I do see him as a predator because I know for a fact that I'm not the only woman that he has drained for their energy and left them out in the cold. But that's all good. But yeah, that day when I locked eyes with him, I feel like that's when I was a potential prey to him because I was so bubbly, so filled with life. My energy was on a high, especially for somebody that was low. I definitely was a good candidate to snatch some shit from that day for sure. And I do want to say this too. For people that think that you're not a good candidate to get snatched up because I don't know, people think that men go after women with money or women that look like they go after that too. They do. But it's something different when you have good energy. When you're in the room and people are gravitating to you, and when you're very nice, very polite, when you have good manners, it's like different. It's different. When you carry yourself as just a good, genuine person, you are pretty much like grade A supply. Money, like you can be like, say if you're not really all that nice, you got money or whatever, yeah, you may be supply, but you're not grade A supply. Grade A supply is a nice, genuine person that will take care of you, that will nurture you, things like that. You know, unfortunately, these people know how to spot people like that, you know, and that's what makes people like that great at supply. But yes, that day at the park, I believe that he seen me as, you know, potential prey, like what I said. But like I said, I didn't talk to him after that. We didn't get interested in each other until like, maybe not quite 2 years, maybe I'll say like a year. You know, that's when I started to find him attractive and stuff like that and pursue a relationship. Yeah, so these people are like chameleons. Like they can blend in any crowd. They can, you know, they can just blend in. They can fit in with any crowd. Any crowd my ex-husband can fit in. So, yeah. So as our relationship, you know, was going, like there's just certain things that I would realize, how he was slowly but surely like stopping me from doing the things that I loved. Like me, I love clothes, you know, I like to get dressed, and you know, I remember I would get dressed, he'll say things like, why are you getting so dressed up? You know, and then that would make me feel like, oh, okay, let me stop being so dressed up because he doesn't like it. Like, I don't know why he would do that, but he used to make me feel like he didn't want me to look good. You know, you want your man to, you know, want you to look good, or, you know, so that used to like really, I used to hate that. That used to really like make me feel like crap because he was stopping me from doing the things that I love. Like, I love to get dressed up. I love clothes. And I'm not gonna lie, throughout the relationship, I just started to be like, okay, fuck it. He doesn't want me to get dressed up. I'm just gonna like, you know, not do so much. But I shouldn't have did that. But at the time, I was in love with him and I was trying to make him happy. So I stopped doing little things that I love to do just to accommodate his feelings, and, you know, and that's not the right thing to do at all. But let's go over some red flags. One red flag can be that they're just moody, so moody, all over the place. Just one day they're like, one moment they're really nice, one moment they're really angry, and it's just up down, like an emotional roller coaster. That can be a sign of just somebody that just haven't got that good dose of the energy that they need that day, like, you know. So yes, like if they're just seem like they're freaking bipolar, you know, they could actually be bipolar, or they can be an energy vampire. They can be somebody that just haven't got that good dose. You know, it's like a drug. You know, they haven't got that supply that they need, that energy. You know, they on the prowl looking for a good smile. You know, whoever's smiling the bright, that's who they gonna go sit next to, because they need that damn energy. You know, so if they moody, they're probably an energy vampire. Number 2, red flag. The second red flag can be that they're just hella fucking controlling. Like, my ex was so freaking controlling. I'm not gonna lie, the first day I went to the grocery store with him, like the first day like we've been grocery shopping together, it was so freaking stressful. He was dictating the way I walk. He would be like, don't walk behind me. Don't walk behind me. Make sure you walk in front of me. He used to say, like, he just like dictate where I walk. Like, make sure you walk on the inside. You got to walk on the inside of me. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna lie, it was very stressful the first day I went to the grocery store with him. I was like, why do you care about the way I walk? Like, he's like, oh, he was telling me I need to keep my head on the swivel. You're not looking around enough. I need you to look around. I need you to be aware of your surroundings. And, you know, at the time, I'm probably like, oh, you know, he's trying to be protective. But it was stressful because I'm used to just walking and going. Like, he told me I look like I'm in La La Land. You need to walk. Like, just trying to, like, control the way I walk. So if you got somebody that's just controlling every single thing that you do, they're probably an energy vampire that's trying to control you. I mean, it can be so fucking stressful. I'm telling you, that just control everything about you. I'm telling you, look out for that. Number 3, they want to beat you into submission. And when I say beat, I don't mean just physically just beat you up, pow, pow, no. But they will force it to like the max. With me, to be honest with you, I don't want to, I'm naturally a nice person. I believe in submitting to my man, you know, like, especially if he's a good man. I don't mind listening to my man, you know, that's not a problem for me. Like, I'm not the kind of woman that would just leave with her friends and don't tell my man nothing and be like, I'll see you when I see you. Like, no, that's not who I am. Like, I don't mind communicating. I don't mind, you know, you tell me you want something to eat, like the dinner that you want and I cook it. That's just who I am, period. But my ex was just like, oh my gosh, like just so, things that he didn't even have to do because I was naturally that kind of person anyway. So he didn't have to just like beat me into submission. He would be mad over like the smallest stuff, the smallest things that he didn't even have to do. And because he's an energy vampire trying to just drain me for all my little energy, all the little stuff that I was trying to do for him around the house, you know, make sure he has his dinner, laundry, you know, trying to take care of him. He's criticizing that. Like, when you hang up my clothes, make sure they're facing the east. And just all this crazy stuff. And then, you know, I would try to do it, but sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I would forget that the shirt isn't facing the east. And you're not listening to me. See, you're not listening to me. I'm just like, what are you talking about? I freaking forgot. You know? It sounds weird, but I'm just telling you, if you got somebody that's just being extra crazy and trying to show you that you're not listening when you know damn well that you're listening more than the average person probably will, they're an energy vampire. They're trying to take your energy from you, girl. You better walk away. Okay, so number 4, which is a very important one, which is probably the most devastating one, is they will breadcrumb the shit out of you. And breadcrumbing is when they give you just the smallest amount of effort, the smallest amount of love, the smallest amount of understanding, the smallest amount of affection, the smallest amount of anything that you can possibly want out of a freaking partner. They will give it to you. Just, I want to explain it the best way I can. Breadcrumbing. Pretty much, they would just give you so little and you give so much, and in return you get so little. It's very devastating, and it's also a form of grooming. In my opinion, breadcrumbing is grooming because it grooms you to accept. Pretty much, it's showing you what the relationship is going to be like, and grooming you to accept it. So the little effort that they put in as time goes on, you're being groomed to accept that in the relationship, and that's what you deserve, and that's how it's gonna be. And it kind of keeps you waiting for more and more, but you're just gonna keep waiting because it's never gonna come. Like I said, you're being groomed. You're being groomed to accept very, very little in a committed relationship where it should be equal give and take. You know, you shouldn't just be giving to somebody that's just putting in absolutely no effort. That is not right, but it would definitely drain you for your energy. I think that's the most crucial one, because you will be just giving, wanting, begging, you know, for something, not actual, like please, but your actions would be like a beg, you know, like begging somebody to notice you, begging somebody to give you the love that they did when they were love bombing the hell out of you in the beginning, craving for attention, craving for affection, and this would drain the hell out of you. That bubbly, nice girl that you used to be is no longer. You're stuck in a cycle of wanting somebody that's supposed to be, you know, your partner. They don't really show you much affection, so your confidence is very, very low, pretty much non-existent. They barely help you with, like, you know, things like helping out with the kids. Like, you know, you have all these responsibilities as far as household items. Not household items, household duties that you have to do, which, you know, of course you do, you're a woman. But when things get overwhelming, they will not lift a hand at all. They'll just sit back and watch you struggle. But not only do you have to take care of the kids and the household, like cleaning, cooking, laundry, you have to make sure that they're good as well. And when you're just sitting back from a hard days of work, just wanting a little bit of love, you really won't get it. And this would drain you. It would make you feel very, very bad. So just look out for that. If you feel like you're giving to somebody that's just not giving you anything. It's just taking, but not giving. You're being breadcrumbed and you're being groomed, especially if it's for a long period of time. You're being groomed to accept that in your life. You're being groomed to think that that is normal. You're being groomed to stay in a relationship where you're just giving. And you're ultimately just being groomed to be somebody that's not worth anything. And you're going to eventually believe that you're not worth somebody appreciating you. You're not worth someone just coming up behind you while you're cooking in the meal and whispering in your ear, oh, thank you so much for everything that you do for me. You're going to feel like you're not worth that. You're going to feel like you are, what you're getting is what you should give. What you're getting is what you should get, and that's what you're going to get, and that's how it should be. So don't let it happen, because you'll be stuck in a miserable ass life. Okay, so last but not least, I would like to also talk about codependency. Codependency is pretty much somebody that needs somebody else to live, that drives off somebody else's energy just to get by their day. Also someone that really is not very independent, that's scared to do things alone, that's scared to be alone, that just always needs somebody else. And I know that I struggled with codependency. I'm still struggling with it. I feel like I'm getting a chance to be more independent now, which, thank you. Thank you, God, for that. But I struggled with codependency a lot. And I believe that's why I did attract a narcissist. But one thing about narcissists, they're very codependent as well. They need somebody. They can't be alone at all. Like if a narc, energy vampire, if they're left alone, they will crumble. So it's kind of two of the same thing, my codependency is more of, I feel like I had a lot of fear in my heart to just do certain things, like, I feel like I was more of just being fearful to be out in the world on my own, because I've never have. So that's where mine stems from. But when it comes to like someone like that's struggling with NPD, they need other people's energies 24/7, because they hide behind masks and they live through other people. So I guess some red flags of codependency is if the person just always needs you around. If you feel like they're like riding your coattail all the time. They just need you for every single thing. They can't do anything by themselves. They can't be alone. They just want to be by you all the time. They need your finance. They can't live without your finances. They can't live without your resources. They can't live without you, period. It's like, and I feel like that's what my ex actually thought of me, but he was wrong. I believe it's the other way around, but he he would definitely try to find me and other people, but that's not gonna happen. But anyways, but yeah, that was just what I wanted to talk about today. This is signs. It's my baby. The signs to look out for when you're dealing with an energy vampire and a codependent person. Yeah. Now I got my other baby crying, y'all. But just remember, I'm going to have to wrap this up. But while life takes its course, always remember to just breathe. Love you guys.